of you normally scheduled to work at this time return immediately to duty to serve the 200 million Americans who are entitled to this service.
We're united and determined to win the respect and dignity that we've earned, that every worker deserves, the good raises, the good job security, to keep our COLA, and to build on the great gains of the past. Carry on, solidarity forever.
We let working class people lead the fight. We gave our members the information, we gave them the tools, and we gave them the courage to stand up for themselves.
Are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Are you union proud? All day long.
And if you think the 200,000 workers in your union can't make a difference, you're wrong. You can make a difference.
Energize, mobilize, organize, unionize.
We have the power. 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 We have to put pressure where pressure is going to be heard.
This is your president, Jonathan Smith, and welcome to APW Livestream. Welcome to APW Livestream. I'm your president, Jonathan Smith, and I am so glad that you are here. Please let me know who's here. Put your local in the chat, and I want to encourage you to like and subscribe to this channel. It's very important. Let your locals, come on now, come on. If you here, show your pride, show your union pride. Put your local in the chat. Put your local in the chat. Let us know who's here. Say it loud. I'm union and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm union and I'm proud. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat right now. Subscribe to this channel. Like and subscribe. Tell all your friends about this channel so we can get out the glorious news of the greatness of APWU. Put it in the chat. I want to welcome you here today. And today, we are going to talk about our day of action. I want you to write this down. Write this down right now, because if you don't remember nothing else after this live stream, I want you to remember to go here. apwu.org/July 28th. apwu.org/July 28th. That is our day of action. People, for too long, we have been reactive. It is time that we be proactive. We have to stop responding to stories about the Postal Service and tell the story of the Postal Service. So we have to have a day of action to make sure that we set the record straight about what the post office really is and what is our current situation and condition. Now, I want to start off with some good news. And here is the good news. The American people are on our side. We took a survey of the American people, and they love the Postal Service. They love the job that we do, and they realize how important it is to their everyday life. The Postal Service is one of the most popular government services out there. And we worked hard, but we have to work harder to keep that reputation. People want to hear from us. People want to hear our story. They want to hear the truth. But here is some of the truth, and it's not an easy truth. Some of the most complicated situations that we are dealing with as postal workers cannot be grieved away. There is no grievance that's going to stop closing consolidation. There is no grievance that's going to stop privatization. I'll be real with you. The biggest challenge that we're facing is misinformation. There is too much misinformation going out about the Postal Service, and we have to use the day of action. Remember, apwu.org/July 28th. All the information that you're going to need to help you and inform people, give you the information that you're going to need to make this day of action a success is there. But you have to get involved. We will do what we have always done. We have always organized and we have always fought. We are at a crossroads to that battle again. That's why we must have this National Day of Action. This National Day of Action, it's too much misinformation going around about the Postal Service that we have to set the record straight and make sure the truth is getting out there. So I am depending on you to get out there in the streets, to educate, mobilize, and be visible about the situation of the Postal Service. We have three major issues that we must educate the American people about. The first issue, we need postal leadership that is pro-post office, the People's Post Office. We have the Postmaster General, we have the Board of Governors, and if you heard the Oversight Committee testimony, the confirmation for the Board of Governors, and if you heard the PMG testifying on Capitol Hill, how can you lead the Postal Service but not in support of the Postal Service, crying about you need to freeze hiring, you need to outsource our work? This is not a leader. This is a snake in the house, and we have to educate the people. We got people on the Postal Board of Governors that govern us that are not in support of the mission of the Postal Service. The second issue that we have to educate the American people about, vote by mail. Vote by mail. More than a third of America uses vote by mail. Some states use 100% vote by mail. And vote by mail brings important revenue into the Postal Service. But a lot of people want to give the false narrative that vote by mail is not safe, that vote by mail is corrupt, when it is not. You have a better chance of getting struck by lightning than your ballot being corrupted by vote by mail. And we must set the record straight because there has been absolutely no evidence, very little evidence at the most, about any corruption with vote by mail. We have an ad that we have been putting out all over the country, and we will be going to the general elections, putting an ad in support of vote by mail. Vote by mail, we want to keep it, we want to protect it, we want to expand it. And last, we need to talk about the Postal Service financial condition. Yes, they need to raise the debt ceiling to deal with the rate of inflation. The debt ceiling is $15 billion that was set in 1992. And trust me, when this debt ceiling was set, the Postal Service was flowing in money. No need to use that. But if you calculate the rate of inflation all the way to 2026, the debt ceiling, just by the rate of inflation, would be between $35 and $40 billion. Yet it's still set at $15 billion. But that's not the most important thing that we're dealing with, because that's only a Band-Aid. And what we need is we need the financial issues of the Postal Service to be fixed. And that goes to the investment piece, where Congress has to make up their mind whether we are a service or whether we are a business. It is no confusion with us because legislation says that we are a service. We have a universal obligation to deliver to every American, no matter where you live. And we are a not-for-profit service written into the law. Yet they say, well, the Postal Service is losing money. It was never designed to make money. It was designed to serve the American people at the same price, no matter where you live. You had a right to information. You have this right, and this is part of why we have to keep the People's Postal Service. No one should be left behind. This is important. The last part that I want to talk about is the civil service retirement calculation. Do the government's own admittal that the calculations, the way that they have been calculating the civil service retirement has been wrong, to the tune of us having to pay more than between 50 and 80 billion dollars more than if they use regularly accepted accounting practices to make the civil service calculation. The government has been robbing us for 50 years and they owe us between 50 and 80 billion dollars. We have to set the record straight because the American people do not know these facts. So we are having a day of action. All this information, all these talk sheets will be made available to you to make sure that you understand what the issue is, to make sure that you understand that the American people understand that the Postal Service is for the people and by the people, and there is a solution. What is the solution? The solution is support the post office, continue the mission of the post office, continue to allow us to do what we have been doing for over 250 years. This battle is a battle of opinion. This is a battle for the people. This is a battle to educate them, not only them, but our own members. Our own members do not understand that we have members working in the Postal Service that is against vote by mail. It makes no sense. What, you don't trust yourself? There is nobody that does it better than us. So we are asking people simply to do this. We can't sit this out. You got to get involved. We cannot win this battle with you sitting on the couch. Not only you, we need our retirees out there who has always been in support of us. We're asking the retirees to come out there on this day. We're asking our allies to come out there, the auxiliary and everyone. Please get in contact with us. We need everybody. We're asking our supporters to go out there, all those that have supported us over the years. This is an American issue, not a postal issue. We're asking you to get everybody involved in this. Come out and support this day of action. We're asking you to do rallies, press events, leafleting, community outreach, whatever it is. We're asking you to do that. We're asking you to get involved. We're asking you to fight for the Postal Service. We're asking you to fight for its future. Fight for those that are coming behind you, just like those that came before us fought for us. Because the only way the Postal Service is going to survive is that we fight for it. Because it's the people's Postal Service. It does not belong to anybody but the people. So we need to bring visibility on this. We need to bring attention on this. We need to counter the lies that are going across about the Postal Service being broke and a dying dinosaur. It is not true. It's a failure of information where they're spreading misinformation. Every action, no matter how small, you say, well, I got a small local. If you could get 10 people out there, every action counts. Every little bit that you could do. So we need you to come and attend events. We need you to attend events. We need you to get anybody that you can out there. The public is on our side. The public trusts us. The public believes in us. The public supports us, but we have to give them something to support. So I want to bring up a couple of my friends to tell you to go to apwu.org/July 28th. I want you to hear how easy it is that they have already went there and put their event on the map to say, we will get involved. We will do our part. Will you go to apwu.org/July 28th and sign up to do your part? When you go there, you'll see signs, you'll see fact sheets, you'll see postcards, you'll see handouts, you'll see talking points. We even have liaisons that we have to help you, that we have hired for each region. All 5 regions of APW will have a liaison that's constantly in touch. You need to get a press release out, we will help you. You need to get some more information out. You need to know how to get the flyers. apwu.org/July 28th. Now, I want to show you just how easy this is. So I invited some friends that volunteered to come to share what they are doing, because it's easier for you to believe that you could do it too if you hear how other people are involved in this day of action. So I want to bring up my friend, Steve Woods. Steve Woods is the president of 48481 area local in Michigan. Steve, are you there?
I'm here, President Smith.
How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great. We're ready to rock.
All right. Why don't you share with the people what you are about to do on July 28th so they can see just how easy it is to get involved?
Okay. So as President Smith said, I am Steve Wood. I'm the president of 48481 area local in Southeast Michigan. We're going to be holding a rally at the Pontiac, Michigan Post Office, which is in downtown Pontiac, on July the 28th from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're holding this rally to educate the American people and to, as President Smith said, to squash the rumors why the post office is in this decline. We'd appreciate any one of you that has the opportunity to come out and assist us that day. And if you can't join us, you can still do this on your own. You can talk to your friends, your neighbors, your family. You can go stand in front of your own post office. You can stand in front of your local supermarket, the local mall. I've got flyers, I've got postcards, I've got signs. Just call me at the office and I'll get you that so that you can get involved in this very important operation. One of the most important things that we do at the post office is we deliver every piece of mail that is entrusted to us every day. So just a little background about me. I graduated from high school in 1980 in the state of Michigan during a recession. It was obvious to me that I wasn't going to college, so I joined the United States Air Force. I spent the next 11 years traveling the country and several other countries. But one thing I always made sure that I did was I voted in my elections. How did I do that? I voted by mail. We now have a Postmaster General, PMG Steiner, who wants to eliminate that. He's got a little prodding from the White House to eliminate vote by mail, but he's on board with that. And we need to educate the American public that voting by mail is safe. One thing I always knew when I dropped my ballot in the ballot box in whatever country I might have been in, that it was going to get to where it needed to go and my vote was going to be counted. These are the American military are some of the greatest in the world. And if we stop delivering and allowing vote by mail, it's only going to harm them as much as it will anyone else. People in rural areas, people in the inner city, elderly folks who just cannot get to the polling stations. These people need to be allowed to vote by mail. We need to educate and we need to squash these rumors. Voting is a constitutionally guaranteed right. And we cannot let our leaders take that away from us. We elect those leaders. We need to make sure that we stand strong for our fellow citizens and we stop this here and now. People ask us, why are we doing this now? And why are we doing this? Well, let's go back to the great postal strike of 1970. The same questions were asked then, and the same answer today. If not us, who? And if not now, when? Thank you.
Dave, I thank you. I thank you for those wise words. And let me say this. I noticed you were talking about vote by mail. But what was most important is what he didn't say. He didn't say he cared whether you voted Democrat or Republican. He cared that you voted. That's what we care about. We care that you participate in the process. That's why vote by mail. Why are they trying to make it partisan as though we support one party or another? We believe that the last election, the problem with the last election was not how close the election was. It's 90 million people didn't vote. How many more people would have voted if they would have had a vote by mail option? Don't you think that was important, Steve?
I do. And Michigan is a vote by mail friendly state. Since my return to the state of Michigan back in 1993, I have continued to vote by mail. And again, I've always gone to sleep every night knowing that my vote counted. My vote was there and was counted. All that's important to me and to my members is that mail gets delivered every day, every piece, every day.
And that's the message that we need to send to the American people. We don't care how you vote. We care that you vote.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Brother Steve.
Thank you.
Now,
President
my next
Smith.
guest, Sarah Wilson, President of California Area Local 960. Sarah, are you there?
I'm here. Thanks for having me, Jonathan.
Thank you. Why don't you tell the people what you're doing and how easy it is to get involved?
Well, we're here today because the United States Postal Service is under increasing pressure. And the fight isn't just about postal workers. It's about every veteran waiting for medication, every senior receiving checks, every small business shipping products, every rural family, and every community that depends on its local post office. Many people don't realize the post office is older than the United States itself. In 1775, before America declared independence, our founders created the postal system because they knew a nation could not stay connected without reliable communication. They believed it was so important, they placed it into the Constitution. For more than 250 years, the Postal Service has connected every American through wars, disasters, and generation of change. It still fulfills a promise no private company makes, delivering to every address, no matter how remote. That's universal service, and it's a promise worth protecting. Too many post offices are seeing reduced hours right now, fewer employees, and shrinking services. When a post office weakens, the entire country feels it. We lose jobs, economic activity, and one of the last federal services many towns still have. So why is my local, a small local, having an event like this? Because history has shown us that nothing changes when people stay silent. Change happens when ordinary people stand together and demand better. If we don't fight for our postal service, someone else will decide its future for us. If we're not willing to stand up now, we can't be surprised when more jobs disappear, services get cut more, and post offices become a loss. Our local decided to hold this event because we refuse to accept that future. We believe our post offices should be growing, not shrinking. We believe they should be bringing more services, more revenue, more jobs, and more value to every community that they serve. What makes the Day of Action special is that it doesn't end when this live stream ends. It begins here. Every postcard written today, tomorrow, or next week becomes a voice delivered to Congress. Every postcard tells our elected officials that our communities matter, our jobs matter, our postal service deserves to grow, not to shrink. I also want to challenge every APW local and every community organization across the country to hold your own event. You don't need a big budget or a large crowd. You simply need people willing to stand together and ask their neighbors to write one postcard. When hundreds of locals do this together, it becomes a national movement that cannot be ignored. That's why the postcard campaign is so important. A postcard may only cost the price of a stamp, but its impact can be enormous. Every postcard speaks directly to Congress. Protect my post office. Expand postal services. Invest in my community. Thousands of postcards from across America send a message that cannot be ignored. Today, I'm asking every one of you to write a postcard to your representative. Tell them to protect our local post offices. Tell them to support expanding postal services instead of cutting them. Tell them our communities deserve investment, not reductions. The Postal Service has faithfully served the nation for more than 250 years. Now it's our turn to serve it. So before tomorrow's over, don't just think about it. Mail your postcard. Then ask your family, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, and every person you know to mail one too. Because one postcard starts a conversation. Hundreds start a movement. Thousands can influence Congress. Together, we can protect our post offices. Together, we can expand our postal services. And together, we can strengthen our communities. Thank you.
Wow. Woo. Oh. Woo. I had to weigh myself, Sarah. Woo. You came in hot, Sarah. You came in hot. But everything counts. Every little movement, like you said. A postcard might seem like a small thing, but it's a voice being heard. And if you get thousands of people to send postcards, those thousands of voices are being heard. And it's something that is easy to do. It's easy to go out there and spread the message and put the information out there. That's why we encourage people to go to apw.org/July 28th. We got postcards right on there to help in your endeavor if you want to do anything that you can have. But don't forget, this is not a postal issue. You go to your neighbors. You go to your allies. You go to your friends. You go to your churches. Everybody needs their postal service. Everybody needs a function, especially in rural communities. So don't you ever say again, Sarah, you from a small post office. Where you from is the heart of America, because that's what you represent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next, we're going to have Brother George Collins, president of the Mississippi Postal Workers Union. Brother George, are you there?
I am here, President Jonathan Smith, and thank you for allowing me to speak to this great crowd.
I thank you so much, and I want you to share what you're doing to make this Day of Action a great event.
Yes, sir. I'm George Collins. I'm the president of the Mississippi Postal Workers Union. I am a retired postal worker after 38 years of federal service. But since 30 April, when I retired, I am still fighting for jobs. I'm fighting for our customers. I'm fighting for everything. Okay, I'm going to repeat a few things you've already heard, so I do apologize to the originators. But there is an abundance of misinformation out there. The president and the postmaster general are feeding this. We're holding an event because the Americans deserve the truth. We're given an opportunity to provide them the truth. Mississippi is not exempt from misinformation. We have way too many residents drinking the Kool-Aid. This will provide us a chance to give them a little truth in the situation. We are aware that some of them don't want the truth, and as much as it hurts, we accept that fact. We're holding an event, a rally, an informational rally in front of the D'Iberville Post Office in D'Iberville, Mississippi on July 28th. The rally will be held from 10:30 to 2 p.m. And we're there to tell the residents of the 169 million addresses that the USPS delivers to 6 days a week the truth. Our event will be a union meeting. We will be brothers and sisters talking amongst ourselves and including our customers in our conversations and listening to them. We will be wearing union gear. We will have flyers to pass out. We will have our signs for them to read. We will listen to their needs, and we will identify that the USPS is required to deliver their mail that they put a stamp on to the address that they tell us to. We will identify that the USPS has procedures in place and has for many, many years. If they cannot deliver the mail, because somebody has moved or doesn't live there anymore or the house is vacant, we have return to sender. We have forwarding mail, and we have hold mail procedures in place to deal with that. The APWU, from the national level to the local levels, encourages everyone to register to vote and to vote at every opportunity to get their voices heard. The USPS does not get involved in voter rolls. The states, counties, and cities manage them. They do a great job at that. When they put a stamp on a ballot, the USPS is required to deliver it. We can say that thousands of ways, but they all mean the same. As we have done in the past, we will invite the offices from our U.S. Senator Roger Wicker and Congressman Mike Ezell to attend. We will also invite the local news media, ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC. This event will not be a fight. We will be on our best behavior and listen to our customers. We're in South Mississippi, and we'll have water, Gatorade, and even a couple of roll-around air conditioners if somebody gets a little warm. We have reached out to our AFL-CIO brothers and sisters, and they will attend beside us as well. The IBEW has an office real close to our event. They have allowed us to use it for restrooms, for rest breaks, and even put a snack or two in there. I may be speaking on this, but I am not alone. Mississippi Works as one. I am a voice. The state and local unions in Mississippi are there, and we cannot continue without the work of our auxiliary members as well. Let me conclude with a thank you to the members of Mississippi that keep pushing on. Thank you.
Ooh, Brother Collins, I am so impressed with what you got going on. And you know what the beautiful thing is? It's not a partisan issue. The Postal Service is nonpartisan. The Postal Service is about information. The Postal Service is about stuff. We're not telling people how to vote. We're not out there. When you register, people vote. Register so you can vote. Do you care how they vote? Everybody has a right to decide how they want to vote. We want to make sure that you do vote. We want to make sure that you vote by mail if you don't have the ability to go to the polls. We want to make sure that the elderly will have an opportunity to have their voice heard. We want to make sure that those military members that was mentioned earlier, because they're away from home, what about a student that's away in college? They should have a right to vote, and the vote by mail makes it. And we want pro-Postal Service leadership. What good is the Postal Service is going to be if it's led by people that do not believe in the Postal Service and our universal mission? I am so proud to hear what you're doing out there in Mississippi. And go to APWU and all our audience, apwu.org/July 28th. All the tools that you need, and sign up for an event or see an event that's already registered on the map and plan to attend that event. And if there's not one close to you, you can have an event on your own. What I also want to add is we want you to take as many pictures. We're going to be searching for all the press and put that together, our communication team. But whatever pictures that you take, we want to make sure that we show APW in action, doing everything we can, being proactive and not reactive, and just reacting to what happens up on Capitol Hill, reacting to what the Postmaster General said, and reacting to everything negative about the Postal Service. We're saying that the Postal Service is great. By the survey that we put together, the American people says that the Postal Service is great. We just got to give them accurate information and stop the battle of misinformation. Thank you so much, Brother Collins. You are doing a tremendous job out there in Mississippi. I can't wait to see the coverage of your event.
Thank you.
Next up, Miss Trevina, Belinda Trevina Stewart, OWC Director, Inland Empire Area Local, Washington State. Are you there, Belinda?
Yes, I am, President Smith. How are you?
I am doing great, and I am so excited to hear what you are doing for this day of action so you can show the people just how easy it is to get involved and get in this fight.
Absolutely. So we didn't decide just to get in this fight because it's the National Day of Action. We are very passionate about educating our public, our supporters, our own employees that don't know. And one thing that has really been a big stickler for us is that we're watching things just to the degradation of the post office, little piece by piece. And so we're going to have a rally in our area, and there's so much that the public doesn't know that we're hoping we're going to hand out informational flyers to them and really educate them on what the Postal Board of Governors and our new Postmaster General are doing. I don't know, many of you probably watched the hearings, and he seemed almost like he didn't know what was going on or he didn't care. And that was, to me, really too bad. Everything that they've done, there's been slowdown of mail. The function for the post offices have been overlooked. Everything has been focused on the transportation, and all of the misinformation that comes out, to me, that all leads to privatization. And it seems like that's where they want to go. The Vote by Mail is just another piece of that. The financial, everything from the top down is really what seems like is destroying the post office. And if we don't have leadership in the upper part of what is our service that believes in us, then what do we have? So it's gotten very clear to us that we do need to have people become more involved. It's easy to sit on the sidelines and say, oh, I'm not going to do that, or someone else will do it. No, we need everyone to do it. Jobs are going away. We're seeing new machines come in that are being taken by a different craft. They're all automated, and they're just very slowly, the APWU is getting smaller with each of those takeovers. So I went on, and we're registering, and we've got this going on, and it's going to go on in front of the South Regal Post Office. And we're going to do it we really thought about this. So we're going to do it from 4:30 in the afternoon until 6:30. This is the time that we have the local evening news. So we're hoping to get our local media up there and talking to our president, Dan Harder, and actually even just people that are supporting us, the public, your family, friends, whoever. I have gone to like my hairstylist, and I'm hearing all these things that she's telling me, and it's amazing, all the misinformation that's out there. So I think it's really important at this point that everyone get on and get something going in your area. Postcards, if you can't do anything, we're going to make flyers. We're going to hand out the flyers. We're going to have the signs, and hopefully we'll even have some of our, other crafts that really understand it's not just APWU, it's the whole postal service. We're one family, and we are a family that care about getting the mail out, and not, we've had nothing but service delays. We've slowed down the mail, and we've raised the prices so high, people don't, they don't come in as much as they used to. But we need to get them educated. and telling them why this is happening and what we need to do in order to change all of this. So I'm encouraging anyone out there who's even just on the fence about it, climb the fence, do it, take that chance. That's what we need right now if we're going to save our jobs.
Belinda, thank you so much. Powerful, powerful message. And I so appreciate what you're doing. But what you said was we all got to get involved. And let me
Mhm.
tell you, even though APWU is leading this day of action, if you have mail handler friends, carrier friends, this is a postal issue. This is an American issue. We
Mhm.
are inviting everyone out to this rally to save the post office. And I wish I could get people as interested in fighting to save the postal service as they do overtime. We- I know you
Yeah.
find it funny, but as soon as they call
No,
a
it's
rally and the postal service said we're gonna pay everybody overtime to be at that rally, there'd be so many
mhm.
people out there you couldn't even you wouldn't have enough room to stand.
Yeah.
And the people got to realize don't miss the postal service until it's too late. When it's gone, the time to fight is now. We are losing the battle of information. It's
Yeah.
too much misinformation, and we cannot continue to go on the defensive and correct the record after that information is out. We have to start making them to respond to the truth that we're putting out. And I'm glad that you are going out there. Only one small thing I would say about your message. The message is never about saving our jobs. The message is always about the People's Postal Service because we know that if we serve them, they will always look out for us.
Right.
250 years have shown us that. And 50
Yep.
something years of APWU has shown us that. This is about a service, a valuable treasure to the American people. And they won't realize how big a treasure this is until it's gone.
Yeah.
Paying $2 for a stamp until it gets so unreasonable because this is about big business. This is about money. This is about greed. And they want the Postal Service because it's lucrative to the rich and the powerful. And we got to fight for this because there's a lot of people, our brother said it earlier. Everybody, I think it was Brother Woods, everybody is not meant to go to college, don't want to go to college. The Postal Service is the last blue collar bastion where you can go and make a decent living to buy your house, your car, and to take care of your family. The Postal Service is about good, well paying union jobs, and we are an asset like we've always been to the middle class. Thank you so much, Belinda, for what you're doing. And I encourage our audience, and I'm not going to keep saying it enough, apwu.org/July 28th. You need to go up there. And I'm so excited to bring up my next guest. I've known this brother for a long time, Daniel Cortez, president of Oregon Postal Workers Union. But after he speaks, I want to hear from you, the audience. I want to hear a few questions from you. I want to hear what you're doing because I want everyone to see how easy this is. I'm expecting the map to light up that everybody is putting an event on there and say, we are going to do our part. Stop sitting back, riding on somebody else's back while they do all the work and you still sitting on your couch or you still lying in bed. You have to get out and you have to get involved in this battle because there is a lot of people that got so much respect for the retirees that they have put in their time, but it's so important to them that they'll still come back and fight for it. Why? Because their blood, sweat, and tears built the post office to what it is today. And it will kill them to see it destroyed because we laid down on the job. That's unacceptable. Brother Cortez, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you, President Smith.
Come on, Brother Cortez. Show them how easy it is. Because, see, I don't even have to worry about that because that's why I had to save you for last because I already know what y'all do up there in Oregon. Share with the people what you're doing.
Hello to my APW family and larger union family and all our community supporters and allies. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and giving us a few minutes of your time. The Oregon continues to be a leader in vote by mail. We were the first state to fully go vote by mail in a presidential election, and so we take that very seriously. We take our service to the American people and to Oregonians very seriously, especially around elections. And one of the big points that we want to make, though, through all of this is not only to protect and preserve vote by mail, but to remind everybody that the so-called extraordinary measures that the previous Postmaster General promised to make sure that would happen, or to make sure ballots got delivered. Those of us that have been around for a minute used to call that a normal Tuesday. We moved heaven and earth to make sure the American people's mail got where it needed to go in a timely fashion, the best postal service in the world. And unfortunately, privatizers and enemies have been slowly eroding at the public's confidence in the Postal Service and slowly chipping away at the service standards. And the time is now to remind the American people what a vital service the USPS is and can be again. And we've been doing the job for 250 years, which is why the first event that I want to talk about that we're doing, I'm pleased to announce, it's an annual event that we do in cooperation with and led by Communities and Postal Workers United here in Oregon. It's on every July 26th, Postal Heritage Day, we hold a birthday party in front of a post office. Ben Franklin shows up and speaks, and if it's a day that the window is open, we take in cake to the workers back there. This year it's going to be on a Sunday, but we are excited that on Sunday, July the 26th, we're going to kickstart things with an event celebrating the 251st anniversary of the Postal Service. Then we have multiple smaller events happening throughout the state on the 28th. Postcard campaigns that some that will be ending on the 28th, where part of the action on the 28th will be to mail those cards in officially, and then others that are going to be beginning on the 28th, and we hope to take that up to the national convention and mail them then. The other big event that we're planning and that we are very excited about is we're holding a press conference at the Oregon Federation of Labor, the AFL-CIO, and the keynote speaker, the main draw at that press conference, is going to be the Oregon Secretary of State, who is going to be able to come on and talk about the importance of vote by mail and what he is doing, along with the Attorney General, to make sure that not only Oregon's vote by mail is protected and preserved, and that we, as always, run a fantastic election, but also how the rest of the country is able to follow suit and make sure that their ballots are protected. The sanctity of the mail is what every single one of us that as an APW member and all the postal employees take very seriously. And there is, you can't hack a paper ballot. And the mail is safe, it's secure. We just need to make sure that the American people are aware of all of the facts, that we are pushing to restore service standards, and that we are keeping the Postal Service around for another 251 years and beyond. Thank you again so much for taking the time. And President Smith, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit about what we're doing here in Oregon.
My good friend, if you would do me, because one of the things that I want to hone in on, I don't want people to think that this is a postal issue. This is an American issue. So are you doing anything specific to get the public involved in any of your events? Because
absolutely,
we have to win the battle of public opinion, not postal workers' opinion.
Absolutely. The public, and we have great community allies and partners. The public always shows up for the July 26th Postal Heritage Day event. Again, a big shout out and thank you to Communities and Postal Workers United for really spearheading that. The other labor unions show out and labor organizations, everybody from Jobs with Justice to the multiple AFL-CIO affiliates. The postcard campaign that we're going to be launching we will actively be going out to the public, the street fairs, the farmers markets, all of that to educate the public and to get them to fill out and sign postcards. And then the press conference itself, we already have commitments from several of the outlets where we'll be really highlighting that postcard campaign and the things that we're going to be doing beginning the 28th and to take us right into the convention. And then once we come back from convention, really continue the fight and continue the awareness, not only through the midterm elections, but beyond.
Thank you so much. And is there a way to bring all my panelists up? Because I want to know if we have any questions from the audience. Is there any way to bring all the panelists up? And I want to give them a tremendous hand. They have done a tremendous job in letting you know just how easy this is to get involved, and everybody just doing your part will make this day of action a huge success. Is there any questions in the chat whatsoever that we might have before I close us out?
President Smith, we do not have any questions in the chat. We'd like to invite all the people watching, though, if you have any questions, put them in the chat now, and we can read them out loud.
And if they don't have any questions, I have a question. This is going to be a huge success. So what is your idea of what success looks like, whether it be small or whether it be big, from this campaign? If something happens, what would have to happen for you to be satisfied that this was a successful campaign? Anybody can answer.
I guess I'll answer if nobody's jumping in. For me, being successful means it's continuous. It's not a one-time thing. It means the public gets engaged, the public gets knowledge, the public starts coming in and say, hey, can we help you too? To me, that's success right there, because now the public steps up. The public is assisting. The public cares. And that's probably my most important thing of addressing something to be successful.
Absolutely. That is a perfect answer, because this battle is us going on the offensive and not the defensive. We have allowed those up on Capitol Hill, those on Lafayette Plaza, Postal Service leadership, to frame the issue about the state of the Postal Service. No one knows the Postal Service better than us that have worked in the Postal Service. No one knows the people better than us who have served the people. And we have to stop allowing these lies to go out that the problem with the Postal Service is they're paying the workers too much. When it was obvious in the last hearing, look at all the big bonuses that the managers and the supervisors are getting. We're not getting that. And we're not getting that. Those are the ones, the thieves, the bloodsuckers. And we need to tell the truth about this, the truth about what's going on. But we also got to realize that we are not going to be able to negotiate or grieve away closure and consolidation. We're not going to be able to grieve away all the nonsense that's going on with privatization. We're not going to be able to grieve away the financial condition of the Postal Service when we know that we have to fight for the solutions that are razorly at hand that sit in Capitol Hill, but we have to put pressure on these people to act. And the only way that we're going to get pressure on them is we got to get out there in the street. We got to get news coverage. We got to take it outside the walls of the Postal Service to tell the people the truth on what's going on. And I thank every last one of you. Before I close this out, is there any question in the chat?
Yes, President Smith, we have one. My question is, I don't see anything in Charlotte. If someone doesn't see an event near them, what should they do?
Well, what they should do is this. They should go to the map, go to apw.org/July 28th. And there is a map there. Like I said earlier, if you don't see an event, create an event. It doesn't matter how small. So you click onto the events page. And if you click onto the event page, it should take you to the map. And give you all the guides and the materials that we have, the talking points, and everything is on that page. We have the talking points that I talked about earlier. We have the guides, and we have some liaisons that once you sign up on the map, they will be reaching out to your local to ask you what assistance that you might need. You might need help in releasing a press release. You might need help getting a hold of the press. All of that, we're going to help you do. But you got to go to the events page at apw.org/APW July 28th and sign up for an event. So, we got materials, we got buttons, we got posters, we got all this information for you that we're going to send out to you, but you have to do it now. Time is flying. You have to do it now so we can get that material out. We already ordered the materials. We're ready to send this material to you. Sign up now. We're going to get as much information to you as possible. So actually, I want to say sign up yesterday. Yesterday, you should have signed up, and we'll be working on getting a hold of you now. So I want to thank my guests. I'm so inspired. Steve, thank you. Sarah, thank you. George, thank you. Belinda, thank you. And Daniel, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing, showing people how easy it is to sign up for this event and to do your small part. And everybody doing their small part is going to make this event successful. And I'm so excited because I want to go with all the clips and all the rallies and all the information that we put out and all the news coverage going into our national convention, showing APWU in action. Thank you for being here with me tonight. And I'm going to close out now. So, people, we are in the fight of our life. And the battle is misinformation. We cannot be on the defensive. We must go on the offensive. And we must correct the record because they're putting out false information to make the American people lose confidence in the Postal Service. We worked for 250 years to be one of the most trusted government services out there. We earned that reputation, but the only way we're going to keep that reputation, we have to fight and we have to educate not only the American people, but we have to educate our members. It's a lot of our members spreading false information, talk about they don't want to do vote by mail. They don't trust vote by mail. Why would we turn away revenue when vote by mail? It's a lot of people that buys the Kool-Aid that the Postmaster General is selling and the Board of Governors that have no love for us, that they would like to privatize the Postal Service tomorrow, not so they could close it down, so they could take the most profitable parts of the Postal Service to line their pockets. We cannot allow that to happen. So this is a message that we must send out. We must fight for the People's Postal Service, not our job, but the People's Postal Service. They realized when the Postal Service was put together that it was not designed to be a for-profit business. It was a service designed to make sure that every American citizen had the right to information. And we're going to make sure. And we're going to fix the economical problem, because I don't like to say that it's critical. It's a situation, but there is solutions. They can raise the debt ceiling, but that's only a Band-Aid. But if we are a business, then allow us to invest like any other business, because if we can invest like any other business, it has already been shown to economists that put together a 10-year plan for us. If we were able to invest in stuff no more intricate than the C fund in your thrift savings plan, right now we would be $700 billion in the black. But they won't allow us to do it because now they decide we are a service. But they want to sell to the American people that we are a failing business. Make up your mind what we are. The civil service retirement, we have hardly any civil service employees, but we are still paying for the civil service because of the miscalculation by government. And it seems like anytime the government has to make a decision, whether they pay or you pay, they're always going to make it us. Because of that calculation that they're using, by their own the middle is a wrong calculation that they have robbed us for the past 50 years for between $50 and $80 billion. There is solutions to what's going on, but it starts with us. We can't make excuses. We can't save the Postal Service sitting on the couch. We have to be active. We have to get off our behinds and we have to get out there in the streets. We have put a survey out there and we are going to make that survey available for when you have events to show that the people still believe in the Postal Service. They want their Postal Service. They trust their Postal Service, especially in the rural areas. And we need to make sure that we correct the record so they can stop going up on Capitol Hill telling the lies that the problems of the Postal Service is invested in the workers when the problems with the Postal Service is bad management. They have run the Postal Service into the ground and they're giving them bonuses for failure. I totally agree with Holly on that point. We need to stop rewarding failure, get them out the way and give us the job to do. And we already shown that we could do it for 250. And if you get out the way, we'll do it for 250 more years. People, don't forget apw.org/July 28th. Be out there. It's important. No more time for excuses. This because if it was about overtime, you would be there. This is your overtime. This is the overtime that is going to keep the clock running, not only for you, but for your children and those coming after you. This is the last blue collar bastion that we have for people that don't have intent to go to college to be able to make a decent living. The Postal Service is a jewel of every community. The Postal Service was put in there to serve the people. We put in there by the people, for the people, and we want to continue to do that. So until our next live stream, God bless you. Thank you for joining us tonight, and good night, everyone.